Alastair, congratulations. Listen, I know Edgbaston, one way or another, had a lot to do with this win, whether it's the pitch or the atmosphere from the crowd. But from a captain's point of view, how do you think you got England from where you were at Lords to where you are here now after just 2.5 days?
Well, I can't really talk about it really in terms of what I've done. It's down to the other guys who've played. Really, the 10 other guys have put in a performance there of real high quality. Every single one of them very proud of the character they've shown. Obviously, there's a lot of negativity about our performance last week at Lords, which is justified. But then to bounce back and play as well as that is just down to some character and some good skill. And very obviously very happy.
I know Trent Bridge will be upon us very quickly, and there will be the issue of trying to do without Jimmy in that Test match. I guess Mark Wood would be the logical person to come in. Is there a sort of inevitability about that, or would you look for somebody who needs somebody who's a bit more like for like, if that's possible?
Well, obviously Jimmy and Woody are quite like for like as well. They swing. Obviously Mark didn't play this game because of a bit of a niggle. So hopefully his recovery on his rehab's going really well. It seems to be that he'll be up for selection. I think the selectors have a meeting now tomorrow to discuss replacements. Obviously, it's disappointing. Jimmy's record, obviously, for every Test match he's played, but at Trent Bridge as well, is a brilliant record. But I said at the beginning of the week about we have an opportunity as a squad at 1-1 to do something very special in the next 3 games, and now it's an opportunity for someone, whoever's lucky enough to replace Jimmy with the new ball and to take his role. It's an opportunity for them to do something very special. So, yes, it's disappointing, and would we like Jimmy to play? Of course we will, but it's an opportunity for someone else, and as always, we've got to look forward to that rather than what could be.
Steve, you're sitting here as the man of the match after your comeback Test. That must make it easier going into Trent Bridge, isn't it? Because you have so much confidence from this match going in.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily easy. I mean, obviously having come in and took a few wickets and felt comfortable playing Test cricket or enjoying it out there certainly helps. Who knows what's going to happen at Trent Bridge, but hopefully, if picked, I'll enjoy it out there and hopefully I can put in a performance there as well.
Give me your expenses.
Joey spoke about Lords here, but it's actually 7 Test matches now, win, loss, an unprecedented sequence for any team in the history of the game.
Really?
Yeah. So
you have been doing something.
You're officially the most inconsistent team there's ever been, I suppose. Does that? Can you begin to explain how you get all these peaks and troughs?
No, as I think it was mentioned, wasn't it, on Athens mentioned as well. If it goes to 9, I'll be just as happy. But it'd be nice to break that trend at Trent Bridge. And I think discussions over the next probably over a beer tonight will be on that line as well. But we've got to enjoy the performance here. We've got to enjoy the 3 days. We have enjoyed the 3 days, and then to come tomorrow morning. We wake up with the challenge of Trent Bridge ahead of us, and we've got to have to toughen ourselves as players, and get ourselves absolutely spot on for that game.
Alastair, you suggested in your interview on the wireless there that time was perhaps catching up with Jimmy a little bit. Do you think people are going to have to get used to him playing not as regularly as he's done over the past however many years it is?
Well, I hope you're not going to write that I'm saying Jimmy's past it. I said that he's 33 years old, and as a bowler who's bowled as many overs as he has, these things do crop up. I think credit to Jimmy for the amount of work he puts into his body in terms of his fitness stuff, that he's been able to have such a long run uninjured. If that makes, I can't remember the last game he's missed for England a Test match due to injury. That's a huge credit to him, and at some stage it was going to happen. That is the nature of fast bowling, as I know nothing about, but Stephen knows a bit more than I do. That that it obviously hurts, and you do get niggles, and unfortunately Jimmy's just got that. And the last thing I want to do is have a headline saying that Jimmy's passed or anything. I just said that at 33, as he had a Kate yesterday, that these things can
happen. Alastair, you talked about the crowd and the noise. at Edgbaston. David Warner yesterday suggested that it's really tough for the Australians. They find it really hard, with all that singing and whatnot in England's favour. Is that something that you particularly want to see continue at other grounds around the country, and just give us an idea of how special it is when they are making that much noise?
Yeah, I mean, this was up there with the loudest I can remember. These, at certain moments, obviously, when Stephen got 2 in 2 balls yesterday, that was particularly loud, and some of the chants was, even the guys who played a fair bit of cricket were looking at each other and realising how special it is. And we're very short-lived wearing the England cap and playing for England, and those moments don't come very often. Edgbaston has been a fantastic venue for us as a side. The stand there is absolutely brilliant, and I suppose the challenge is, can Trent Bridge be louder?
Alastair, hi. Michael Clark's obviously struggling at the moment. Can you sense when you're out there that he's a bit unsure of himself, and how much of an impact does it have when the opposition captain isn't contributing at all?
Look, obviously it's he hasn't scored the runs in this series he would have liked, but we know he's a very fine player who's obviously going through a bit of a tough time. I'm sure he'll come through at some stage. Hopefully not for the next couple of games.
Alastair, just a word on Ian Bell's performance. Obviously moved back up to number 3 for this test, and he's really repaid you.
Yeah, again, it's couldn't be more fitting, couldn't it, the way for Belly to be walking off there not out his home test match, 60-odd not out to win again. And there was a lot of nerves around this morning. I think probably because we got ourselves in a really good position. Obviously at 20, Australia 20 runs ahead, 7 down. You just wonder whether cricketing gods has something in store for us. You can never know. But the way he played, we know he's a fine player. He's had a bit of a tough time, but that you almost not allowed, but it happens. Everyone in history has a bit of a tough time, and if you've got to keep backing the right horse. And Ian Bell is certainly the right horse. He's absolute class, and it was a pleasure to watch him knock at those runs.
Alastair, you've struggled with form whilst being captain in the past. For Michael Clark, how difficult is it to captain a side when you're kind of not contributing with the runs?
Look, it's as a batter, your primary reason to be in the side is to score runs. And he's got a fantastic record as a captain, as a batter as well. So he's going through a tough time, and yeah, it's, as I say, it's just part and parcel of sport, I suppose.
Alastair, after the 5-0 whitewash, and how satisfying would it be to win the series at Trent Bridge with a game to spare?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty silly question. It'd be very satisfying if I'm being really honest. But yeah, let's enjoy tonight. We've had a really good 3 days, and then we'll get our head around Trent Bridge and what we've got to go do there. It doesn't happen at Trent Bridge to do it at the Oval. We've got 2 opportunities. We'd love to do it the first opportunity to do it, and it would be something very, very special for what this side has been through over the last few years. But the danger is obviously you start looking too far ahead, all that kind of cliched, all that stuff. We'll enjoy tonight as a group of players with a great 3 days, and then come tomorrow morning, maybe with a little bit of a dusty head, we'll get a head around Trent Bridge.
Will you be going for a walkabout?
No, that's the one thing is that Joe Root is banned from the walkabout.
Watch every Ashes moment live.
And this is like the days of Lillian Thompson. Oh, how about it? How about it?
Buy your live pass at cricket.com.au/subscribe.